Hello everybody, welcome back to that LEGO channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my initial thoughts on Ninjago Dragons Rising Season 1 Part 2. Man, that is so tedious to say. Why wasn't this just Season 2? That wasn't necessary. Yeah, this is actually my second time recording. I got like 10 minutes into the other recording and I was like screaming. I needed to calm down because this is a kid show. There was no reason for that. So I'm going to try to be more concise, more objective with my points, you know? And yeah, this season was like, it had so much good in it. There was just so much good in there. But it had a lot of bad. It had so much bad. I mean, like I said, the season was arguably like 60% good. It's just a lot of the execution could have been better. Hey, wait, you know, I'm gonna be fair, I'm gonna be objective. I'm gonna start off with what I like, because I think that'll definitely be better and it'll ease me into what I didn't like better, because I started off with what I didn't like before, and it didn't go that well. And of course, spoilers. If you haven't seen it yet, it's on Netflix. Go check it out and then rewatch this video, or come back to this video, or whatever. So, what did I like? First off, Kai and Wildfire, I loved that. That was great. Like, I love seeing Wildfire's development actually happen on screen. It all made sense. They took their time with it. And although I absolutely hate the pacing of the season, it is just so slow for no reason. The slowness does let the characters have tons of time to shine. Let them go through their arcs or whatever, you know, and let it not be forced. And Kai and Wildfire's whole thing, it was great. I absolutely loved it. I'm not sure what their dynamic is supposed to be, if it's supposed to be like a sibling thing, but that's weird because of, you know, Nia, if maybe it's like a Sensei Wu Lloyd type of deal. I'm not quite sure, but I'll let them figure that out. I have faith they're gonna go somewhere nice with that. But yeah, that was really good. That was really good. What else? Okay, the agency episode. I know it's not called the agency. It's, dang it, I can't remember the name of like the back rooms place they were in. That episode was great. I was thoroughly impressed with that. A lot of the action in the show is really, really slow. Like, it's just the movements are slow, if you get what I'm saying. Like, sometimes the characters will be running and it looks like they're jogging when they should be running for their lives. And I don't know, I'm gonna assume it's a budget thing, but that whole episode in the agency or whatever, it was so fast paced and like urgent. It was, all the action was so good. Like, that was definitely the best episode in the season. It was all handled well. I really don't like a lot of the dialogue in the season, and that episode definitely had those problems, but it was definitely way lessened. We got tons of Zane, who was the best character. The whole thing with Jay, I think that was actually nice in retrospect. Like, of course, I would want to see more of him, but I'm glad they didn't shove him in the season where he didn't belong. That was a good choice. Like, that whole episode was just great. I was thoroughly happy about it. Although Zane getting the car doesn't make any sense. Actually, I didn't even think about that. And also, the way he drove, like, this man's going 200 miles an hour and he's making 90-degree turns without crashing. That makes no sense. But the rest of it was great. That was good stuff. I love that episode. The finale was also pretty good. I'll admit, I did like the finale. Again, there was a lot of bad execution in there. But overall, I liked it. I also like all of the arcs. Again, like I said earlier, with the show being as unnecessarily slow as it is, it's impossible for them to not have good setups and payoffs. All the arcs, they go through well. I'm trying to sound smart here, but I'm actually sounding really dumb. You know what I'm trying to say. Like, the character arcs, they all set up, they all went through it, and it was good. It was really good. All the characters that needed some focus, they got focus. Like, every character got the right amount of focus, and I was really happy about that, especially considering Ninjago has all these characters and they often just get sidelined. I like that a lot. I'm not gonna go over all of them. I mean, I loved Zane. Zane was perfect in the season. You can't mess up Zane. And I also really like that no matter how bad the show and the dialogue may get, they're writing the legacy characters well. They haven't messed up any of the OG characters. They are all themselves. Any changes that, like, any ways that they're different, they all make sense considering this has been like who knows how many years since Crystallized. It's perfectly fine, and I'm really happy they didn't mess that up. Aaron and Sora are still great. I love them in this season. Okay, I did just say they didn't mess up the legacy characters, but Cole felt really off to me. He didn't get much focus and crystallized, so I'm willing to say it's just him not being voiced by Kirby Morrow, but something about Cole doesn't feel like Cole, which sucks because he's like my second favorite character. He just doesn't feel like Cole anymore to me. It could also be the dialogue, like it feels like it's kind of the dialogue. Maybe they just wrote him differently, I don't know, but it's probably just his voice. It's probably just a subconscious thing, but he just felt off in this season. Which sucks because Cole did a lot. Like for a little bit he was on screen, he had tons of great moments. What else is there? Beatrix is still lame. Also the names. I noticed that they ran out of names with this season. What, we get Beatrix, Wildfire, Roz, like Heatwave? They named the dragon Heatwave? I don't know. I mean, Ninjago has its fair share of simple names, but they're always simple but effective, like Spinjitzu, Ninjago, like things like that. But I always loved how good the naming in the show was. Things like Destiny's Bounty, bro, Garmadon, dude. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not thinking of that many examples, but the show always had such cool names. That's all I'm saying, and all of the cool names are just straight up gone in this season. Like the new characters don't have crazy. No, I'm going on a rant here. I don't know. The names were just kind of boring and lame this season. I gotta be honest. I mean, come on, like Dragon Cores. What other characters were there? Raz didn't do much, or whatever his name is. Raptor was good. I liked Raptor this season. I liked him last season. Beatrix is still lame, but I think they don't want her to be cool, so I'm cool with that. The thing with Sora's parents, I like that. That was fine, except that scene could have been handled way better than it was. What else is there? I can't think of any other characters. Oh no, they introduced like 2 new elemental powers. Beatrix's sister, I don't even know what her elemental power is. I think, guys, we get it. You can introduce as many new powers as you want, but maybe slow it down a bit, because you're kind of stretching. Okay, you're stretching what an elemental power can be. Dude, in Tournament of Elements, we were already stretching like what powers they could have, okay? And now you're really going past the suspension of disbelief area, all right? The Elemental Master of Fusion? Huh? What? No, that's not a thing. That's not an elemental power. That's just a power, like, period. What element is there? Technology, Spinjitzu, freaking hexagons, purple hexagons. What even was that? What even was her power? I don't know. Geo was weird. I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. He just needed some more screen time, but I wasn't a crazy big fan of him either. I do think that the Gecko Months thing was kind of like, it wasn't too in your face, if you get what I mean. He was like, I was a Months with the skin color of a gecko, which doesn't make sense because he has gecko ears. So it's clear that he had like a gecko mom and Months dad, and they abandoned him. Which, like, that's interesting. That's interesting. Maybe they should have given that some more screen time. But I don't know. I also don't like his design. I feel weird about his design. I can't tell if I don't like it or not. I don't know. Anyway. Also, it's like, there are so many characters that are missing. Like, out of all of the characters you bring back, you pick Chancellor Gulch. Huh? Dude, Skylar and Dareth are rolling over in their graves right now. You pick Chancellor Gulch of all characters to bring back in this season. Are you serious? Okay, so what? I'm assuming that Shintaro is completely unaffected by the merge, like Cloud Kingdom, because it's in the sky. But like, we couldn't have heard from Vanya or the Upley? No, we hear from Chancellor Gulch. What about the Elemental Masters? What about Ronin? What about the Mailman? Where's the Mailman? I don't know. I guess that's a nitpick. I mean, I guess they didn't want to include too many new characters, but with the next season, y'all gotta get my boy Dareth back. okay? I'm having a severe lack of Dareth in my life. You gotta bring him back. Story was also good. I liked the story. The whole Dragon Core thing was kind of whatever. Nothing crazy, but yeah, the story was good. It's just execution. I know I sound like I'm not going anywhere with any of my points because my memory is terrible, but let's see. Overall, like, the slowness and the flat dialogue is just the worst part of this whole everything. I don't remember it being this bad in the first part of the season, so I might be tripping, but dude, the characters don't do anything. They're just talking. They're just talking for so much of the show. Why? Just do things. Listen, I'm okay with characters talking, alright? As long as the dialogue is interesting. Dude, my second favorite show right under Ninjago is literally Breaking Bad. That show is 90% talking, okay? I can handle dialogue as long as it's good, and it's not good. It is so flat. The plot just does not move. The plot will come to a screeching halt for the characters to just talk. It's infuriating. Like, and then they just say too much. They say too much too. Like, when Sora and Gio are talking, I mean, Sora goes over her, like, entire backstory to this random guy she just met, right? When all she needed to say was like, yeah, my parents kind of sucked. That's all she needed. That's all we needed, okay? Why do we have to go over everything we already saw last season? And then things like when Aaron and Sora found out that Raptor was helping them out, we got, like, the plot just stopped for him to do this long-winded speech about how he's good now, when it wasn't necessary. Dude, the world is, like, ending right outside. Why are we stopping to hear about his backstory, his new backstory or whatever? It was unnecessary. I want to talk about the Nauticon knockoff. You can't title an episode The Last Djinn. You just can't do that. That's not fair. You can't do that to me. I've wanted Nauticon to come back like everybody else, but honestly, I don't think he needed to come back, because him coming back kind of invalidates the entirety of Season 6, and that season is already so unimportant as it is, considering none of it actually happened. Like, Nauticon does not need to come back, right? And, okay, so him being there, I don't remember his name, so I'm gonna call him Knockoffacon. So, Knockoffacon, no, I'm not gonna say that. Knockoff Nauticon being alive, it doesn't make me mad. I'm completely fine with that. That makes sense, alright? Him having, like, the last grain of sand of Ninjago, that's 100% cool with me. I think that's such a neat little concept to have, right? Although I don't know if the realm collapsed, how he was even able to return to that place. That's a little inconsistent. There's a lot of inconsistencies and, like, small retcons in the season that drive me nuts, but we'll save that for a potential review in the future. But, yeah, like, that, I liked his character. He was neat. And, like, him not being able to grant wishes because his power came from Ninjago. And then I figured what they were gonna do was reveal that, like, the power comes from inside him, just like Sora, just like Cole in the season. Like how the element is tied to your person and you can't get rid of your power. I thought that was what they were gonna do. And they kind of did that. But then out of nowhere, the grain of sand in his little bottle starts growing. And this is when the inconsistency is just like why? Why is that good? Why is that good? Why do you want your land back, my guy? Everybody in your realm is dead. There are no female Djinn left, bro. You cannot procreate. Even if your species was asexual, the only other Djinn is Nauticon, and for all you know, he's dead. There is no point of getting Ninjago back because nobody can inhabit it. Especially with the realms merged, it's just more land that gets in the way. Why is Ninjago coming back a good thing? What they should have done was been like, you can't lose your power is inside you all along, like they did for every other character in the season. Because then, if that's the case, how did any of Season 6 happen? How did any of that happen? If the Djinn can't grant wishes because their land is gone, how did any of Season 6 happen? Now, I know that Knockoff Nauticon did grant wishes in the episode and they went on this whole thing. about hope and getting his power back and getting his land back. But by the rules that they set up here, Nadakon wouldn't be powerful enough to grant as many wishes as often as he does, and technically, the little grain of sand would have been bigger than it was at this point. It's just an inconsistency for no reason that they just didn't have to do, and it's really annoying. Also, dude, I expected at least some reference to season 6. Like, Nia's just there. Like, she doesn't even distrust the Jin. There was nothing interesting there with Nia. They could have done something. Nia's the character with like the least screen time and the least development in the season, so they could have given her something there. But yeah. Also, I'm just remembering when they went to that temple with the spirit, Nia's like, oh no, our elemental powers don't work on spirits. So what's the difference between a spirit and a ghost? Can we just acknowledge that there's a difference there or not? Because didn't we have a whole season where your elemental power was like a major plot point because it was the only thing the ghost couldn't like fight against? Were we just gonna forget that? I mean, like literally, so here's my thing. I don't mind them changing things. I don't mind them kind of subtly retconning things, especially because Ninjago's lore is so messy and inconsistent as is. But you just gotta address it. Like, I wouldn't care if Nia blasted the spirit with some water and they were like, wait, I thought water was killed ghosts or whatever. And they were like, oh no, maybe it's different for some reason. That's all I needed. That's all I needed. Just some addressing of it. I don't know, man. Also, why did the ninja not have calms this season? Calms. It sounds like I said calms. Why'd they not have calms? Like when like when Aaron and Lloyd were in the middle of the ocean, they were like, crap, we can't contact anybody. Why not? Why didn't you bring comms? And again, I wouldn't care if they were like, oh, we're out of range, so our comms don't work. You guys don't even have cell phones? You have nothing with you to contact anybody. Why? For what reason? You're going on this mission where it's pretty vital to know the status of every other team, and you have no way to contact each other. Really? That's stupid. Again, like, I don't care if they have, like, communication devices that just don't work for some reason. It just shows that they didn't think about that. This season is Star Wars, my guy. This season is literally Star Wars. I went on, like, a Star Wars binging fit. Like, I have watched everything in Star Wars aside from Rebels and Visions Season 2. For anybody who likes Star Wars, you'll know what I mean. So I'm pretty caught up, right? And I've noticed that the characters, they talk a lot. There is a lot of dialogue, okay? They just talk. Like, the plot will stop, they will just talk forever, and the dialogue won't be too interesting. It's a big reason why the Clone Wars is way too long. Dude, it took me years to finish that show. It's so boring. And also with the Disney Plus shows, the writers just aren't putting effort into it. And that is this season. That is literally this season. They're Disney. They Disney-ified Ninjago. Good job, guys. Well, it's not that the writers didn't put effort into it, because there's a lot of great concepts and stuff like that. It's just, again, it's just execution. And I saw people, like, I made the mistake of going on Twitter last night to see how people reacted to the season, and I saw nothing but praise. Are you telling me y'all complained about Crystallized and The Island, but you won't complain about this? And it's not even objective. Like, nobody's critiquing it. I haven't seen anybody, like, go over the flaws of the season, which is bad, considering how, like, in touch the producing team... No, what? Considering how in touch the people who make Ninjago are with the community, them seeing nothing but praise, like, why do they have any reason to try harder next season? We should be objective here. Yeah, it's just way too slow. I think I'm kind of being a dead horse here. If you watch the season, you might not have noticed this very obvious problem, but maybe you'll know what I'm talking about now. Also, it's way too kiddie. But we look past. They had these like thin, paper thin messages. Like when Lloyd and Aaron went to the snail people area, and they were like, Aaron, we shouldn't just steal this. We should ask permission first. Like, yeah, obviously, you didn't have to tell the kids at home that. I think they know. I don't know. I'm getting worked up over a kid show. This is why I did a second recording, so this wouldn't happen. It's just dumb. And I'm only, like, the only reason I don't like this is because I know how good Ninjago can be. Like, I think maybe I was a little too lenient with the Wild Brain era, because it was really good, it just wasn't as good as before. But now, it's like, wow. I don't know. I just would like a consistent level of quality from before. I don't think that's too much to ask. Yeah, I like the finale, that was good. The finale in the agency, that was good. What else is there? Oh, I really didn't like the whole Cole Geo thing. Now, I want to make it clear, I have no issue with Cole being gay. That's completely fine with me. The issue that I have is how vague they are. It's almost predatory in nature. Because like I said before, the creators and the community are pretty close together, right? Have you ever been on Twitter? And like, it feels so mean to do that. Why did they include that and not confirm anything? I think they should have not done it or been upfront about it. Like, the vagueness is what I take issue with, and I think that's bad. I don't know. Crap, I had so much more to say, but I'm kind of forgetting. Honestly, I take issue with so much in this season. There is just so much bad. But I don't know. If you want me to do like a full-on review of the season, which I want to do eventually, but I have no clue when I'll have the time to do that. Like, for the one person watching this video, let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in that. But I mean, because I got so much more to say and I just can't remember any of it. I gotta like go through. I should have been taking notes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there because I've been screaming for too long and my voice hurts. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys felt about Let me know what you guys think about Dragons Rising in the comments. Honestly, I'd be more than happy to open a discussion about it. Like, if you wanna respectfully tell me how you disagree in the comments, you wanna write a whole essay, like, that's fine. I'd love to start a conversation about that. Or if you wanna talk to me about it in my Discord server, that's in the description. Yeah, I personally wasn't a big fan, but there was a lot of good. I loved the good. But yeah, if you're interested in joining my Discord server or following any of my socials, those links will of course be in the description. Keep on building my username sandwiches, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out.